All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pressed, the weekly talk show where we talk about anything to do with comic books, movies, pop culture, video games, you name it, we're going to talk about it. Today, I am joined by two special guests. Well, not really too special. They're with me every week. But with that being said, I got Ben Goldsmith, and I also have Stan, the Warrior Poet. I'm going to kick it over to you, Ben. Introduce yourself. Where can people find you?
What's going on, everybody? Ben Goldsmith here. You can find me on Instagram at Mr. Ben AU, and then Seance Room on Facebook. And I have some good news to share with everybody that I can't wait to tell you all.
Woo! All right. And then we also got Stan, the Warrior Poet. Stan, introduce yourself. Where can people find you?
Every bit of social media at the words of Stan. I'm the writer of The Rejected, a new graphic novel series from SourcePoint Press.
Beautiful, beautiful. And I am Frederick Packard. I am the owner of Quran Comics. I'm also the sales marketing director for Kraken Print. And if you guys need to find me, just go to Quran_comics on Instagram, or you can go to Kraken Print on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, and I'll be there. Or just email me at Freddie@Kraken Print. So with that being said, guys, we're going to start off our show today. And a lot of good things happening in the world of comic books with pop culture. There's a lot of new stories. Big breaking news story that just came out with is Favreau. Jon Favreau is going to be writing and producing a live-action Star Wars television show. So if you guys don't know, that's the guy who directed Iron Man. He's also in Iron Man. So just curious to know what your guys' thoughts are on this, what you expect, what kind of show you expect. I have an idea on a show that I think he's going to be doing, but I want to hear your guys' takes on what do you think's to come with Favreau directing. I'll kick it over to Stan first.
Well, he's a good director. I hope he comes up with a good enough idea. I mean, I don't know what they're playing off of, or if they're using Buffalo and Beck. If you want to know, at least threw me off with the cup. I don't know what the story they're going to tell, so who the hell knows? I mean, if it's an Iron Man story, he'll nail it. If it's Buddy the Elf, what's your favorite color? You know, I'm sure he'll do well with that too. He's a good comedy guy. He's a good Iron Man motherfucker, so who knows?
So do you think it's going to be a little bit more like lighthearted, more family-oriented? Okay, so you don't think we're going to go dark here?
No, I don't think they're doing that. I think they want to get mass appeal.
I'd like to see Chewie and Han, swingers style, just kind of cruise in the Sunset Strip. You know?
You might be seeing that in the new Solo movie, which I'm not excited for at all. But with that being said, so what do you think, Ben? What do you think we're going to see with Favreau directing a live-action television show?
Well, I mean, as the resident Star Wars enthusiast, I'm very excited.
No, you're not.
Yes.
No, you're not.
My words are drenched in sarcasm. Dude, I to be honest with you, I'd rather sit here and just call out classic Favreau movies. Like, I would love to see, like, maybe Jabba the Hutt redemption story where he serves food out of the back of a taco truck. You know what I mean? Just referencing other Jon Favreau movies. Like,
yeah, that was a great movie. That was a great movie.
That's actually a pretty good movie. Or like, I would just love to see.
Was it called Chef? I think the movie was called Chef. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, come on, wouldn't you like Han Solo being like, I can't call Leia 4 days, otherwise it seems too desperate. Like the whole monologue, you know, from Swingers.
Yeah. No, I think personally for me, I think what we're gonna see is a bounty hunter story. I think we're gonna get a Boba Fett Underworld. So a while ago, George Lucas actually wrote. I think it was gonna be called. I don't know if the video game was 1313. I forget exactly what the name of it was, but George Lucas, he actually wrote over 100 scripts of basically underworld content. So it's going to be basically like the Star Wars underworld where you get bounty hunters, Jabba the Hutt, and you're going to get like Boba Fett, that kind of stuff. And it's on Coruscant, and it's like the slumlords of Coruscant. And I would be interested in that. So it's not going to be any Jedi stuff. It's not going to be any, I mean, they might kind of dip in and out with that, but it would be more so you're going to see like bounty hunters. You're going to see like, you know, these different factions and things like that. So I'd be pretty excited to see that. And seeing as, you know, you would have like Boba Fett in his suit and Iron Man in his suit, like I think there's a correlation there. So I think that's might be what we're getting. But when they say Favreau's writing it, he might just be kind of reprising and taking a look at those scripts and doing his own thing. So that's my thought process.
Yeah. I do want people, for people who, because I know we are now available on most podcast apps. You can get the audio of this wonderful show here between the three of these fine gentlemen, including myself, I guess. So for those of you who aren't watching on the YouTubes, my eyes glazed over for the majority of all that Star Wars talk. I'm like, and that was, Freddie, I have to say, that was one of the most compelling story ideas of the bounty hunter stuff. And I sat here and caught myself going, and I, like, to no offense to you, I legitimately mean that was, but I the whole.
I feel it, man. I mean, so here we're running into this thing where it's like, is there too much Star Wars? And
there will be soon.
That's the thing. We literally have a live action television show by Favreau. We have a new trilogy for Rian Johnson. We have another new trilogy for the guys from Game of Thrones. We have the original trilogy still going on. Plus, we have all these one-shots, the Kenobi film. Now and we have Rebels, which just ended, and then we have another animation show that's going to be starting off. Like, how much plus, don't even count the comics and the books. I mean, that's just to kind of talk about these two boxes right here. These are all Star Wars comics.
And also for the audio listeners, not just the two boxes full of Star Wars, but piles around it, shrouded in other piles of loose comics that are all, not just Star Wars, all Star Wars.
Yeah. Well, there's a couple in there that might be X-Men and stuff. Like, I'm a big fan of X-Men Gold, X-Men Blue. In fact, one of the artists that are working on one of my books actually did some illustrations for that, which is really cool. Vasquez. He did, I think it was Blue. He did some work for Blue. But honestly, like, love comics. But carrying on. All right, moving forward, guys. So, Kristen Wiig. All right, we got Kristen Wiig. Patty Jenkins just announced today, I believe it was on Twitter and Instagram, she announced that Kristen Wiig is going to be in Wonder Woman 2, and she's going to be playing the role of Cheetah. Now, I don't know too much about Cheetah, so I'm curious to know what your guys' take is on this. I'm going to kick it over to Ben first this time. What do you think about this news, Ben?
I love it. I mean, I've seen a lot of Kristen Wiig. Like, my fiance and I actually really like her as a serious actress. We've seen a bunch of her movies, and I would. The only thing is, if she kind of does her like cutesy, like kind of thing, at all, it's gonna fucking bomb it. Like, she needs to. I mean, this is a movie that started the power status of women superheroes in film, and if Kristen Wiig doesn't walk up there like all fucking swagger, it's going to be a total missed mark, That being said, that's the pitfall. Why not? Why couldn't she? Excited.
Patty Jenkins is even more excited. Like, she's been wanting to work with Kristen for a very, very, very long time.
I heard she was the original Wonder Woman and had to drop out.
Yeah. No, that's definitely true. I mean, she's been trying to. No, I'm just joking. For the readers, that was a joke. But anyway, one thing I could say is she's been trying to work with her for a very long time. And Patty Jenkins is very excited from that post. Like, it seems like she's been trying for a while. One thing I can say is, do you know much about Cheetah? Do you know much about this character?
I'd say I know like entry level to mid tier stuff. Like,
in other words, nothing like me.
Yeah, I mean, my experience with her was just kind of through a lot of the Wonder Woman comics, and then the great Wonder Woman stuff from New 52 basically went as far away from the Cheetah type characters as possible. And then, the Injustice game, which she's in, which is, she's a fantastic character. I
haven't played Injustice, but I heard it's good.
What is wrong with you? It's so good.
Hey, well, we're going to talk about video games here in a second, but we'll carry on.
Dan, what about you, man? Are you excited?
About what?
Cheetah.
Well, she doesn't.
Being announced as Cheetah.
I hope it's good. I mean, it's not like they're starting off with a fresh up property, so I'm sure that there's an audience already built in to go in to see the next one. So as long as it doesn't blow, it'll keep doing good. I guess I've never seen her do an action movie, so I can't tell. Unless she's just going to be running around doing little comedy bits.
Yeah, she's
what's that
the whole time in spots.
I think it's going to be a little bit more lighthearted for sure, but I'm excited to see. I just hope they don't go dress her up in a cat suit. One thing what I do know is she's one of Wonder Woman's arch nemesis throughout like a majority of the comics. She's one of like she's in and out of the books in the comics in terms of like her like number one rival. So this is kind of like if you were going to have the Joker to your Batman.
Yeah, I was going to say Lex Luthor style.
Yeah, so I mean that's kind of Wonder Woman's like arch nemesis. So I really hope they do it well. I hope they don't dress her up like a freaking cat. Like I kind of want to get away from Tim Burton's style a little bit here. So I mean, granted, those were great movies. Penguin was done well. Catwoman was done well. With the zippers all over leather stuff. But with that being said, I'm excited to see it. I just hope that we don't get like Pitch Perfect meets Wonder Woman, because the first Wonder Woman is literally the only DC movie that I actually enjoyed so far. That's come out in this new.
I'd like to backtrack because I know we talked about Black Panther and then we kind of got waylaid from the podcast for a little bit. Sorry about that, everyone. We're back on schedule, but just to sort of get backtrack to that, and I mean, adding to the noise, it's fucking amazing.
Oh, Black Panther! Yeah. I loved it. Actually, I went with my girlfriend and her little brother, and I'll be honest. So I was expecting this to be this was kind of an event film, and it's doing fantastic. I think it's cracked the top 10 for domestic. I think it's cracked the top 7 at this point for domestic box office releases. So in the United States. I think it's just under The Last Jedi at this point. I think it's at over 500 million, which is huge. And then globally, it's cracked the top 10. So it's in the top 10, and it's on its way to potentially being the number one Marvel opening movie. It might take out like Avengers and things like that. So I mean, this thing's climbing. There's really no telling where this thing could go.
Incredible.
Oh yeah, and but I was going in skeptic. I'll be honest. I
agree.
I went in and I thought this was going to be an opportunity because this is obviously a black superhero film, and it's directed by African Americans. It's produced. I mean, everything. And I thought this was going to be a lot of negative stuff coming. Be honest, and they did this. I mean, it was done so well, and I love this movie. I think the acting was phenomenal. I think the directing was phenomenal. There's only one thing I didn't really like, and that's just kind of those stupid rhinos. But other than that,
but those were from the comic.
Oh yeah, no, I listen. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. But it's just kind of took me out a little bit. But Killmonger was fantastic. Black Panther was amazing. The visually, it was stunning. The fight scenes were great. It was darker when it needed to be. The pacing was fantastic. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I got nothing but good things to say. And I'm glad it went the way it did, story-wise. And I think it was a lot of pointing the finger at not outwards, but more so. I mean, the message of the movie I think was more inwards. Like we need to come together as a community, work together. Be more open-minded to everyone, not close ourselves off.
There wasn't anything in that movie that couldn't be applicable to everyone. You know what I mean? It just so happens that it was extremely prescient for the black community. And I got to say, I think it was on the famous Lost press episode where I had sort of made it known that I wasn't that excited about this movie. And kind of the amazing thing about this movie is the epiphany that came from that was realizing that, oh, this is how most black guys or girls have felt about all of the fucking white superhero movies that they've had to endure over and over and over and over. It's like, yeah, the mindset is like, oh, well, of course I'm going to enjoy it. It's going to be great. But you're missing that connective tissue, and hoping. And just hoping, and then
I actually asked. So my girlfriend's Mexican, and I don't think there's ever been a Mexican superhero, to be honest with you. I mean, that's been in mainstream, And I literally asked her, I'm like, so when you go to the movies and we're watching a movie and we're like, does it annoy you that everything is super, white? Like, I'm kind of like, there's no diversity. This movie, Black Panther, really opened my eyes to that. And I'm not just saying it to say it. It really did, like, to a point where I was like, damn, like, I want more diversity. I want to be open up to new culture. And like, you got me saying Wakanda forever. Like, I was loving it. I'll be honest, I was loving it. And I'm all for it, man. Like, bring on new superheroes, bring on new cultures, bring on, like, keep it authentic. Let's build that community. We have our superheroes that we grew up. We have Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. We got them all.
Well, that's the thing too, is keep it authentic. Like, it wasn't African American guys written by a bunch of white dudes. You know what I mean? So it was just like a bunch of different white guys. Like, it was. I felt, and that was the best part, is I felt like I was like experiencing something as opposed to just the same old shit. Stan, did you get to see it at all?
No.
No.
Yeah, I don't leave this room.
Yeah, I know. What most people don't know is that room is doorless. Actually, the black is not by design. That is a byproduct of a doorless room.
That's where they keep me.
It is. Yeah, I expected more white padding, but this,
He has a bathroom in the corner, and his wife slides him a meal under like a little slit.
Sometimes.
Real quick, actually, I'm going to throw another topic in there. Do you guys watch Marvel's Netflix stuff?
We actually, yes, and we literally just started watching Jessica Jones, and my fiance at this very moment is mad at me because we're doing this instead of watching episode 2.
You might like it, Ben, just because I watched it last night and I got to I think episode like 5 or 6. Okay.
Okay, obviously, don't say anything. I will.
I'm not going to say anything. I'm not going to ruin it.
Okay.
Can I give you my impression of it?
Yeah. If by impression you mean physical impression, like you're going to do an impression for me.
Like, I can't tell you what I think.
I want to see. Just can you make a face, like a face of how you feel?
All right. So I'm just gonna put this screen on me for a second. I'm gonna give everybody a Fredmoji really quick, and this is exactly what I think about this season 1. I was like, all right. Season 2, I was.
Wait, good or bad?
Just
because I feel like
like just kill me, bro. It was. I'm sorry. Oh God.
Oh no. Well. Oh God. All right.
And here's the thing. I know you like noirs. Well,
and I really like Jessica Jones too.
Yes, me too. She was in fact right behind Daredevil for me, and I was like, oh, so good. And then I gotta Stan. Have you seen any of the Netflix Daredevil, Luke Cage, any of those yet?
No.
Do you you own Netflix, a computer?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I don't watch TV. I got stuff to do.
Stan, could you make a face of what you think it might be? Like your impression. Oh, that is a fucking sexy eyebrow, dude. I feel bad for anyone who's just listening to this because that was tasty.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a boring motherfucker. I told you, I don't do anything.
Listen, once again, I have to reference the stories of Stan that he'll tell you on the road. Boring is not the word I would choose.
I was a kid.
Yeah, that does change things, I hear. But I gotta say, we just finished Defenders and enjoyed it just because it was a collection of all the people we like, and then
minus Iron Fist. But continue.
I saw someone call him Iron Douche online. That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought he was like fine in the Defenders, and I didn't see the Iron Fist thing, so I wasn't like miserable about it. But we haven't watched Punisher, Jessica Jones, so yeah, I mean, it's. Listen, the genius of Marvel at this point is that they can get my fiance to watch a superhero show. You know?
Right. No, that's the thing. But for me, I'm still Daredevil right here. Jessica Jones. Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 2. Then you have Jessica Jones, and then I'm going. Well, actually, no. Excuse me. Daredevil season 1, Daredevil season 2, and then I'm going Punisher, which was just amazing.
Yeah.
Jessica Jones season 1, Luke Cage, and I didn't even watch Iron Fist because this is the first show that the negative reviews kept me from watching it because I just didn't want to endure it because it just sounded horrible. All right, carrying on. I'm gonna kick it over to Stan.
Why?
Stan, you got some a question today, and let's
I
go
did.
with the words of Stan.
Okay. So what kind of superhero underwear do you wear? This is a swimwear question, right? What is your preferred type of swimwear?
Do we have who the question's from?
That's for you, Ben, from I believe someone named Rachel in London.
In London? Wait, ask specifically? Didn't want to know about you guys at all?
No, mostly about you because she's really concerned about your tiny pants.
So they're called capris. They're a fashion statement. Wait, swimwear or underwear? What?
I don't care.
I think still might.
What do you feel more comfortable in?
I will go. Well, since they're basically the same thing, right? Like underwear and swimwear.
I guess. Why not?
It stands like they're the same thing, and that I don't wear either.
Oh God. Oh Lord.
Stan has been kicked out of more public pools than any man in history. Fun fact. I actually just this year finally did away with the superhero bathing suit. I for years and years I had
You're joking, right?
I'm which part are you more upset about? The fact that I had it for so long, or the fact that I finally gave it up?
Yeah.
The first part.
I don't know. I mean, was it like a Speedo? It was like a thong, like a Borat thing going up to Clegg? Right? No fucking.
That's know what? I'm going to change this answer from a realistic answer to the thing that I want to happen, which is the Borat large V Speedo all the way up around with a cape on the back. That's what I want from now on.
No capes.
How about you, Freddie?
Yeah, what do you wear? You live in California. You have more beachwear than all of us.
That's true.
You'd be shocked. So
your pale complexion wouldn't say that you weren't outside all the time.
Freddie's really insecure about that third nipple.
Yeah, this one right here.
Yeah.
My girlfriend loves it. so
it's got like a doorbell. Ding.
Oh Lord. Okay, so I don't have any superhero boxers or swimwear. I never have.
Nah.
Because
you're an adult.
I had pajamas when I was a kid that I used to love that my grandma got me. They were Star Wars pajamas. I had those. So that I did have. My girlfriend did for Valentine's Day buy me some Star Wars socks, which were amazing. Stormtrooper, in case somebody wanted to know. And that's and I got a ton of shirts. I bought a new Han Solo I got some.
Wait,
stuff.
Were you a little mad that she got you the bad guys? Were you like, honey, I appreciate you trying, but the rebels, come on.
Honestly, I might be a Sith. I'm not sure. Like,
he's like a fifth.
Here first, folks. Freddie Packer.
Although the Stormtrooper socks always miss the shoes when he tries to put them in them.
Oh! Take a
oh, and he gets me. All right. Carrying on. So I know one of us is a gamer.
Like, I like to play like Tiddlywinks and stuff.
There you go. I believe it. So I'm gonna kick this over to you, Ben. Then Super Smash Bros. Trailer dropped today.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Let's just point out the fact that Super Smash Brothers is such a phenomenon that their big trailer was two characters from a game 4 years ago, and just the fucking symbol. And that was it. They didn't need to put anything else in, and people lost their damn minds.
So if you notice, they did cut to Mario really quick,
Yeah,
and they
Mario
cut
Mario.
to Lynx, but it was the Breath of the Wild Lynx, which was the new game that came out. So which tells us it's going to be updated in a new game, not a like Mario Kart rehashing or anything like that.
Yeah.
So I am personally so freaking pumped
Yeah.
for this game. I mean, this is the game that that's the only reason I bought a GameCube.
Yep.
The only reason. And the fact that we're getting a Super Smash, I was one of those people that lost his goddamn mind. I was gone. I was like jumping up and down. I'm like, Super Smash, I'm never going out again. I'm going to save so much money on alcohol because I'm not going out to the bars anymore. Like, I'm just literally going to be playing Super Smash Bros. My girlfriend's going to love the fact that I'm probably going to lose weight because I'm not drinking as much. I'm not going to spend as much money. So I'm like, I'm in good shape here. This is going to be a good thing.
Dude, there's really no better health regimen than sitting on your ass and playing video games nonstop. I've heard it's a pretty good weight loss thing.
Compared to having a California burrito late night after a night at the bars.
Fair point.
So,
I mean, the game is epic. I mean, if you grew up any time during, like, you were born from the years of 1985 to 1995, you are a Smash Brother person. Like, we all grew up with Smash Brother. Everyone's got their generation of, like, for me, it was obviously the 64. And then
Stan, did you have any consoles that you're into, or any gaming consoles that you used to play?
Atari 1600.
we are desperately trying to get Stan in on this conversation. Like,
the last video game I actually played was NHL 98, and I played it for like 3 months straight, and that was it.
Who's your team? The Red Wings?
That's funny. I don't know. I think I just made one.
Made one? No flyers for you?
No, I mean in like real life. Do you have a team?
Not really.
Okay.
Flyers because I live here, but that's it.
Yeah.
I don't really care about it.
I'm a diehard Sabres fan. Well, I was a diehard Sabres fan. It's hard to follow hockey out here, to be honest with you, but I keep up with it. Not all. I'm assuming Ben's a Bruins fan.
You guys hear about these Patriots? I like them. I've heard they're all right. You want to talk?
I'm just gonna sip my.
Or should we talk more about them?
No, let's not. Okay, so there we go for that. Do you have any? What's the fuck with Ben?
Do you?
What the fuck's up with Ben?
Freddie, do you think that I would come on this show
all over its chin, probably?
All right, I'll kick it over to you, Ben.
All right, here we go. You got good stuff and you got the bad stuff, and that's all the things in Ben's What the Fuck. Yay!
That'll never get old. That'll never, ever get old.
Yay! So this week on Ben.
Stan, I love it.
You guys haven't heard that in a while, have you? This week on Ben. I have a very special edition, guys. This one is. I
see an elbow.
You see an elbow? Yeah, no. I got two. But that's not the what the fuck, guys. My what the fuck segment this week is Ben wearing pants or not?
Oh God! For everybody that is only listening on iTunes or on whatever we're on, where you just hear the audio.
Yep.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Yep. So, and for them, you can only see from like I'm wearing a shirt, but like nipples up. All right. So here we go. Yeah, you can't peg me through a screen, Stan.
Okay. So my guess is
you're
not wearing pants. You have shorts. Okay. You have shorts on. That is my guess.
Oh, you think I'm trying to game the system here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure he's wearing a dress. You could probably got like a little cute dress on, knowing you.
Okay, so is that your official?
Yeah, I'm official.
Okay, so Stan's saying I'm wearing a dress, and Freddie is saying I'm trying to game the system. I'm not wearing pants. Technically,
if you stand up and I see your rig, we are going to have a chat.
Well, you guys are both wrong because I'm just wearing underwear.
What the fuck is wrong with you? Oh my God.
Standing around. Oh God!
Oh my God. Okay.
I take that as a compliment.
Well, I don't really know where we go from here. That's our show, folks. Everybody.
Bad nipples.
I guess that's the end.
Oh my
Yeah.
God, that better run at the end of every show.
Oh,
No! Good God!
So white and hairy.
No!
oh my God. If Travis watches this, he's gonna love that. Okay. I think that's it for those segments. I'm gonna have a question for both of you, and I'm not sure we are the rejected. We're not leaving just yet here, but
Hey, he showed me his ass.
yeah, that's true. So here's the question that I have for the two of you. I'm going to pose it to both of you. Very nice. If there was one comic book villain, okay, that would turn from evil to good, who has never been good yet, who would you want it to be and why? So again, what villain in a comic book that's evil, that's never been good, would you want to see as a hero and maybe join the good side? And I'll give you guys a second to think about it.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Some examples from some examples from the past. Groot, for some of you that don't know, Groot was actually I am Groot. He was actually a villain. He's one of the original villains in Guardians of the Galaxy. He actually came from a different planet to Earth to kill all the humans. And he didn't say, I am Groot. He actually spoke regular dialogue until actually just a few years ago, I believe it was. So that's one person that was a villain who ended up being good in the end and then joining the Guardians of the Galaxy. So that's somebody. There's tons of examples out there. I mean, you see Loki in the movies who kind of goes from good to bad, good to bad, good to bad.
That's his shtick, though.
Right. Maybe. We'll see.
I
I think we'll find out in the next.
think
next episode.
I've read it in Norse mythology already. It's a little trickster bastard. It's not like that's a new idea.
All right. We're gonna start with who won last time.
Ben won last time.
That means Ben, you have the option of either. We're gonna go with Ben. No, Ben, you don't have the option to defer. Ben, you go first.
Oh, I was really excited about that. I thought that was a cool thing. I'm
to buy a gong. Boom.
I'm gonna go with one of my favorite villains. As far as I am aware, he has not turned good yet, and that would be Dormammu.
The fuck?
Doctor Strange, Dormammu. He is he's like basically like an Eternal. He's and the thing is I would like to see Dormammu fighting all of the galactic, like the infinite characters of the Marvel universe, because realistically, he'd be the only one to do it, and he would do it because his ego would force him to, and he'd want to at some point. Yeah, oh man, I'm coming up real lame on this one, but I guess at the end of the day, it's like it would be cool to see Dormammu go the other way. And like you said, the caveat was who hasn't already gone good, because that's the tricky part.
Okay, I feel that. Can you give people an idea of who Dormammu is so they know people that are listening?
Yeah. So
Yeah, smart guy. Who the hell is Dormammu?
Dormammu is.
Moo.
I'll kill you. I'll see you in Awesome
Kill nothing.
Dormammu is in the Dark Dimension. He is
up when you're sleeping.
This creature who is like an entity of pure evil, and he kind of controls the powers mystic, and he's sort of a wellspring of those powers. But but it's sort of the idea that like if you play with dark magic, you're running the risk of letting things out, and that thing is Dormammu. He's, I guess, kind of like a Pandora's box type of character.
Okay.
Good description.
All right.
Yeah, that's
And
fair.
on to Stan, the warrior poet. Let's put some beautiful words together. Very poetic. Give me what you got, brother man.
I'm thinking probably Ra's al Ghul. He's never really been good. He's been neutral.
From Batman?
Yeah. With that kind of power, with the control of the League of Shadows and all of that follows that, I think that would have been awesome. But, I mean, whatever. It's either him or Bane, but I think Bane went good at one point too. So I think Ra's al Ghul will be pretty dope.
Yeah, I think Bane did go good. Actually, I like this segment because when you said Ra's al Ghul, I immediately got interested. I was like, ooh, that
Well, he's been neutral before. You know what I mean? Like he's not giving a shit or he's been bad. But, or he does good for the sake of bad at the end.
Yeah, or
means justify the end.
Talia or Damien, and then inevitably kind of turned on them.
Yeah.
I
think it would be neat. Like a cartoon, like an hour and 45 minutes. That'd be good.
Do you think he would like team up with Batman, or what do you think?
I don't know. In a perfect world, I would think Batman would be the bad guy in that one.
Oh.
White Knight style.
Yeah, kind of like he went rogue, kind of like the Bane end of it, except beat up puppies and baby seals and shit.
Well, I feel like also Ra's al Ghul, like part of that going good story would sort of be the nice part about that was I'm making a point for fucking Stan. So
well, you think about it, his daughter, Talia and Bruce.
But think about he would have to address. Yeah, I mean, there's the family element, but he would have to also address the Lazarus Pit. Like, actually sort of have to admit that this thing is maybe not for good, and you could do some serious damage to the Batman universe by fucking with the Lazarus Pit.
Well, he could keep it sealed.
Yeah.
Just use it when he needs it, and that's how he could perpetuate his legend. Same as in the bad universe. I don't know. It just seemed cool to me to have like an almost immortal character that had a positive impact in the story. But I still like it.
I would like to see, for me, and I don't know if this has been done, to be honest, because there's so many books. I'm assuming maybe it's been done before, but I've never read it. I'd like to see the Green Goblin go good. I'm not sure if he has.
I know. I'm trying to think through it too.
Which would be because this is everyone knows William Dafoe, but he was even William Dafoe. I mean, even the movie. I mean, we're talking movies. Never really went good. There was a moment of like a team up for a second for Mary Jane, but I would like to see. I mean, Spider-Man was we're going to comics. Is the comic that really, grabbed my attention. I was reading the Amazing Spider-Man when it came out. So I would like to see a team up between the Green Goblin, Spider-Man, having to fight some crazy shit. I think that'd be super dope. Maybe that'd be cool. But yeah, I mean, so that's just an idea. So I am going to give this one to Stan, especially because you got Ben making points for you too. But Stan, I'm going to give this to you because I think that's very intriguing to me to see. Because like Ben said, that would actually fuck with a lot of the mythology, the mythos of Batman, and I think it would kind of also be. I think I'm surprised actually now that you've said that this hasn't been done yet. And if people are listening to the show, if this has been done, please drop it in the comments and let us know. But yeah, that would definitely be pretty good. Anything else, guys? We're going to do a quick little round table, and I'm going to kick it around. We'll start with Ben. Anything you'd like to share? Where can people find you?
Yes,
and we'll go from there.
So I'll save my good news for last. So my good news, and I can finally say it out loud, is that I am now writing original IP for Mad Cave Studios out of Miami, Florida. So I've been working with them for about a year now. No, God, no, like a half a year. Time does not go fast. And
that thing.
Things have been going great, and I now can officially say that. So that's my big news. Issue 2 of Seance Room is coming out from SourcePoint Press. I'm hoping much more will be coming out with SourcePoint Press soon as I bug Travis enough. And then find me on Instagram, Mr. Ben AU, and Seance Room on Facebook.
Thank you, Ben. And Stan, kicking it over to you. Any new news, and where can people find you?
News. Ben, no, Ben, stop.
Oh,
Ben, no.
News.
Oh, God.
Oh, Jeebus. Oh. It's a big one, Elizabeth. Oh my gosh. Wow. Well, that was. Let me recover from. Well, I just got back from Cleveland, and boy, are my rental car tired. Yeah, holy shit. We're going to DC in a couple weeks, right, Ben?
Yep, you can find Stan and I in the same place for anyone who listens to this and is curious what this is like in real life.
Yes, indeed. We'll be at AwesomeCon in Washington, D.C. with the group, hanging out, slinging books, and probably making some sort of mayhem. I would say swing by the booth. I have the booth number on my phone. I got the email this morning for it. Haven't looked at it yet, though. It's kind of hard sifting through all those fan mails from the mail prisons. We're looking forward to getting the books out there, and I'm looking forward to bringing my stuff to DC for a change. It's also just 3 hours drive, which is way better than the 7 hours to Cleveland.
Nice. Very nice.
It sucked. I met Kato Kalin.
I saw, oh, you know what's so fun? I saw that. Did you see my post?
Yeah, and then he dogged you.
Oh yeah, he didn't say shit. That's fine.
No,
awesome. So Stan posted on Instagram with him and Kato Kalin as I'm watching the People vs. O.J. Simpson, the John Travolta show. Like at the moment, and I'm like, what?
I think Bob was the first one who met him.
Huh?
I think Bob was the first one who met him.
Bob Sally?
Yeah. No, Bob bumping down on my butt.
That's really not shocking.
All right.
Okay, then. Back to you, Freddie.
All right. And guys, you can find me at Kron_comics. You can email me at Freddie, FREDDY, at krakenprint.com. Got some great news. I'm actually going to be with the SourcePoint crew at C2E2.
Yeah.
So I'm really excited for that. I'll be slinging some of my books finally. So we got Soul Survivor and Skyland and Tales of Quran. And we got some exclusive variant covers that are coming out, which are also very cool. So my books are finally coming in next week, and I'm more than excited to have the physical copies to get to everybody. You'll be able to buy those on our website, KuranComics.com. And I also have really good news in terms of books that are coming out. So we have Skyland issue 2, which is wrapping up production right now.
Woo!
I have Soul Survivor 2, which is also going through production right now, which will be done hopefully by the end of April. And then you also have the next Tales of Quran book, which I would like to talk to you guys about as well, which is an anthology book that we do. It's a volume-sized book, which is usually about 60 plus pages. So that we'll be doing a new book for that. I have Xander, which is a new IP that's coming out, and then we also have the prequel series to Soul Survivor, which is being done by Joy Lee Cabral, which we're wrapping up issue 2 on that, but we're going to be releasing about 3-4 issues once the 3-4 issues are done. So that's got to wait for that one, guys, but super excited to get that to you. And as always, we are looking forward to seeing you next week, probably at our regular time on Wednesday, or probably Wednesday. We'll get this thing out next week. So stay tuned, guys. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up. Please share the video with your friends. Send some comments. Let's get this thing going. We appreciate you watching and listening wherever that is. And as always, see you next time.